Hey guys, episode 37 of the ISA portfolio series. So steady little gain this week, up to 170 overall. It's about £3,000 gain, and I've added £1,000 into the Trading212 account. So I'll come back to that. So the gold and silver, very minor increase this week. Jupiter gold and silver was up, and BlackRock was up a little, sort of showing down because I've had to sell a little bit of it just to pay Hargreaves Lansdown fees. So that's a little bit frustrating because it's sort of at quite a low at the moment for the last few months. So just another reason to move away from Trading212, having to pay platform fees out of your own stock. But there you go. So the Trading212 ISA had a nice little minor gain, about £1,000. Part of this just sort of come from everywhere, really. Everything just sort of generally up. The ARCPI gained about £200. Hoping this doesn't sort of really carry on into the new ISA season, because I'm looking to put a reasonable amount into that. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. Plus gained about £200 this week. Most of the other REITs have just sort of sticking around where they were. Argo blockchain sort of a little bit up and down, but doesn't seem to be sort of quite following the Bitcoin price, sort of pretty much all at all-time highs, but they did sort of run up a hell of a lot, and they've got their own sort of company-specific stuff going on. The Bitcoin ETP has followed the Bitcoin price and has even outperformed it. I think probably because this is an ETF available in an ISA. Well, it's not. It's in close-only mode for the UK, but Europeans can sort of buy this, and yeah, it's not in custody by you, so you haven't got to worry about it so much. So I think people are happy to pay the fee on this and just not have to worry about holding it yourself. So that's doing well. 260% up now. Everything else sort of broadly the same. BT's come down a little bit. Sentiment, just come down slightly. Gold still sort of up and down, possibly bottoming, I think. Seems to be sort of holding up around 1700. First Majestic done quite well. Silver still sort of slightly outperforming gold, so they're not doing too bad. Everything else sort of pretty much similar. Polymetal, slight gain, but nothing sort of too much to write home about. It needs obviously needs gold to increase. Things like Realty Income not doing too bad, but it's obviously a very slow mover. Rio Tinto sort of had a bit of a downtrend on the month, but sort of fairly flat for the week. Still looks good. Sylvania Platinum had sort of a little bit of an up and down week. Did sort of shoot up, but the rhodium price has been coming down a little over the last week, so it's come down, but it's obviously still a very profitable price, so I can see this sort of going back to hopefully new highs over the next few weeks. So pretty happy with that. Taylor Wimpey, nice little gain. Still happy with Taylor Wimpey and Barrett's. And Volkswagen sort of fairly flat for the week, but he's doing really well. So that's the ISA. As I say, not really huge amount of gains. It seemed to be sort of spread across everywhere, really. Partly on the Bitcoin side, and partly sort of recovery in the ARCPI. So over to the invest account. So yeah, about £2,000 worth of gain in the last week, and I've then added 1,000 yesterday. So again, this is sort of even more sort of broadly up and down very little. Everything just sort of, the big positions seem to have gained, 2 or 3%, doing quite well. Barrett sort of similar to Taylor Wimpey. Archer Daniels sort of just gaining a little bit as probably just as inflation keeps going up, it's pushing food prices up. Bristol Myers is one of the ones I added half of my £1,000 addition to this week, so up that to 37 shares. Sort of basically the same price as I bought it, so I was happy to buy at that price. Everything else is sort of fairly good, sort of up 2 or 3%. eBay was the other stock that I added. Again, sort of similar to my buy price, up and down a little bit, FX a little bit there, so I was quite happy with eBay. And so I added up that to 45 shares. FedEx, nice little gain for the week, 5%. International paper is fairly flat. The ETFs are pretty much all flat except Global Clean Energy, which has rebounded. Kind of didn't want this, as I say, I want to sort of build up that position, so see if it comes down again. Don't really want to be piling in over sort of £11-12, so don't know, we'll see how that one goes. The Europe one, just sort of reasonable little gain. Everything else sort of, again, just sort of 3-4% up. Nice moves. Lockheed still down where it is, but that'll go up eventually, I expect. Micron took a little bit of a hit. Nintendo still taking a bit of a hit. Might build this up a little bit more if we get some more funds. Porsche doing quite well for the week. Shell still doing really well, over £15 now, so that's pretty good. 55% up on them. Hoping the rise in oil price gives them enough money to start transitioning into renewables. And the small cap US ETF doing really well. Don't really see this on an ETF in a week with just sort of a broad small cap index like the green energy one can do it, but you don't normally see this on sort of just a small cap ETF, so that's pretty good. TSMC coming back down a little bit this week over the past sort of month with the rest of the tech sell-off, so it's quite good. If it carries on, I may sort of add some more to this because they seem like they're only going to be doing well. They've pretty much got a sort of semi-monopoly on the market. And then just sort of the last couple, Tyson Foods having quite a good week, and the video games sort of sticking around where it is again. Quite like that to stay there and wait for the next sort of injection of money and put some more in at this price or a bit lower. So I have been sort of still thinking about some of the other stocks that I'm not invested in. So I've got sort of, if you've seen my long-term stocks list, still got things like Boeing, Airbus, Rolls-Royce, and then sort of Coke and Pepsi, McDonald's, Mondelez, that sort of thing, just all sort of fairly high forward PEs. Especially things like Rolls-Royce, they're not even making money. And Disney, I still think seems overpriced for what it is. I don't think Disney Plus is worth the price that people are paying for it. So I'm still looking at other sort of value stocks and other low price stocks, thinking of getting into sort of the healthcare side of things. Maybe people like Anthem and CVS, Cardinal Health, that sort of thing. Looking at Polaris as a little bit of a fun consumer discretionary stock, but with quite a good PE. Yeah, just looking to sort of maybe have some alternatives until hopefully things like Coke and Pepsi and that sort of thing maybe can increase their earnings, or if maybe the stock price drops a little to more sort of reasonable valuation, and then I would maybe switch out the sort of healthcare ones that I'm less keen on, and then go for those long-term holds that I do want. So that's kind of the plan for the next couple of months. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. Leave your thoughts in comments below, and drop a like, it's always appreciated, and subscribe if you want to see more. See you soon.